Welcome to the EnOcean Alliance webinar. My name is Graham Martin. I'm the Chairman and CEO of the EnOcean Alliance who will be presenting today. I'm supported by Armin Pelka, the EnOcean Alliance Technical Officer and Certification Manager. Would you like to say hello, Armin?
Good morning and hello.
And also Markus Florian, who is very active in our European and Far East marketing group. Would you like to say good morning, Markus?
Hello and morning to everybody.
Good, thank you. So today we're going to give a short overview into the market we are working in here and some of the opportunities we see here, and then an overview of the EnOcean Alliance. And then we will follow on by showing you some details about the technical programs we're active in and some of the marketing and networking programs. At the end, we will be open for your questions and answers. This webinar is being recorded, and afterwards you will be sent a link and it will be available online for you. Please feel free to enter your questions at any time during the presentation, and we will be able to take them after the presentation, or if not, we will answer these questions individually afterwards. So to start, opportunity. Well, the key opportunity is today we already have billions of connected sensors out there. The industry analysts are talking about billions. In 12 years from now, they are talking about trillions of sensors. So this is a huge number. It means an annual growth of something like 20 to 25%. And when you think about it, if you have trillions of sensors out there, it will not be possible to pull a cable to all of these, and it will not be possible to put batteries in all of these. We just simply don't have the raw materials, resources, and time to do all of this. So this is a huge opportunity for energy harvesting wireless technology. Also, our sensors are used mainly inside buildings, and there are a lot of programs at the moment to reduce energy inside the buildings. And of course, to reduce energy, you need sensors to tell you what the status is. There are very many programs at the moment to reduce CO2. Europe is claiming to go for climate neutral by 2050, China's example by 2060. So this is a huge opportunity for us. But also, there's a new focus emerging on health and wellness of people. So people want healthy environments with good air quality, good lighting, etc. And we're also seeing a demand for a sharing society and on demand. For example, shared desks, shared offices. And these are all excellent opportunities for our technology. Wanted to highlight some of the things we are actively monitoring and also informing our members about. So for example, in Europe, we have a number of programs. You may have already heard it on the news this week. We have the Energy Performance of Buildings, the EPBD 2018, which will be put into national laws. And basically this says building automation in the future is a must. It also has things in there such as near zero energy buildings and retrofit of existing buildings. This is a huge opportunity that will be backed by law. The European Green Deal, this is the one they've been talking about this week, that they want Europe to be 55% lower energy and CO2 output than 1990 by 2030. And they want us to be zero energy by 2050. And a large proportion of the budget over the next 20 to 30 years will be put into such programs. In addition, we have the so-called Next Generation EU. Some of you may have heard this as the Corona Rescue Fund or similar. Basically, this is the 750 billion euro pot which will be used to bring the European economies out of the coronavirus problems. And of this 750 billion euros, at least 30% of this will have to be used for energy efficient programs. We're already seeing the first programs being announced. For example, in Italy, the super bonus 110%, which will give you up to 110% tax write-off for your energy efficiency retrofits or buildings. So there's a lot of government regulations in Europe, but also in other parts of the world, pushing for energy efficiency and pushing for building automation and sensors. Another new opportunity which we create this year and want to build on next year is it's now possible to send EnOcean sensor signals via existing Wi-Fi networks. So in this example, we have Aruba. So in most commercial buildings, you already have a Wi-Fi network. It's now possible to, by adding a USB stick to the Wi-Fi network boxes, to send EnOcean signal data through the buildings. This makes retrofit very, very easy. It means collecting data from existing buildings has just become significantly easier. So you can go in and stick the sensors wherever you want. You stick a USB stick into the Wi-Fi boxes, and all of a sudden you're sending the data and collecting the data throughout the whole building. The next one, we call it smart spaces, or some people call it IoT. This was something we've been working with many of our members on before the corona. And smart spaces are about increasing the health and wellness of a building, air quality, temperature, lighting levels, this kind of thing, also occupancy, so that you increase your productivity and you increase the health and wellness of your employees. And we have seen studies that say if people are happy and motivated at their place of work, they're up to 15% more productive. So this is becoming more in focus. Traditional building automation was sold on return on investment, how much energy you save. This is still very valid, but there's more and more focus on health and wellness. And through the corona pandemic, we see on the next slide, sorry, this is a German study, but basically on the left is before corona. We see that most people were working in the office, about 70%, and some were working at home. During lockdown, most are working from home. After corona, we're expecting that somewhere between 40 and 50, I've seen other studies that go to 55%. So about half of the people will be working at home office at some stage. This means we're going to have a lot of empty office space and unused office space, which gives us a huge opportunity to retrofit these spaces to make them smarter and healthier. And we're already seeing this. We're working with partners T-Systems, IBM, Microsoft, Deltaco, Thingit, many others on such projects. So we see this as a huge opportunity. There's a lot of office space out there and other space that should be retrofitted in future. Also in residential, partly because of the laws, partly because of the demands of the people, people are now asking when they build a new home to make it smarter, to make it safer, comfortable, energy efficient. And the current predictions in Europe for next year is that we're going to see about an 18% rise in new home builds. So this is also an opportunity for us. We're also seeing a growth in modular home buildings. So again, a great opportunity for our technology. Looking a little bit further, partnerships will be very important in the future. And we at the EnOcean Alliance are working with a number of organizations, mainly on converging at IP level. The consumer or the user doesn't usually care what transport layer is used for his product. He just wants it to work. And when he buys something new and plugs it in, he wants it to join his network. Now, this is only possible if we have some sort of convergence at IP level, and we're working with various projects to this end. The one I'm showing here is called CHIP, which is Connected Home over IP, or it's changing its name now to Commercial Buildings and Connected Home over IP. This is an initiative from the Zigbee Alliance with key players Apple, Google, Amazon, IKEA, Samsung, etc., pushing for interoperability at IP level. And we are discussing being part of this project because for years we see this is the way to increase our business opportunity if we have true interoperability at IP level, and that the people don't have to worry and don't have to be gurus to be able to build a network themselves. So that was a short overview of some of the new opportunities we see, and I hope all of you listening can learn and use these opportunities. Of course, the benefits of our technology, we should also not forget. By going batteryless and wireless, we're saving in installation costs, in new builds, even more in retrofits. Through our sensing technology, we are able to make employees happier, healthier, motivated, more productive. And also through people counting, through desk, chair occupancy, conference room occupancy in this, we're able to optimize the space usage of buildings. And of course, not to forget our traditional message, which will probably become bigger again next year. It's been a little bit quiet this year, but saving CO2, saving energy is still a key thing of our alliance and our members. And of course, it's very easy to save 30% in typical commercial environments. So these are the reasons I formed the EnOcean Alliance, and we are a non-profit, non-discriminatory organization based in California. We have created an open international wireless standard around the technology, and our key markets are smart homes, smart buildings, and smart spaces. Of course, we also see other applications in industrial, transportation, etc. And in the meantime, we have over 400 members helping to create multi-vendor interoperable products and solutions. The technology has been around for over 18 years. It's in over a million buildings, and there are over 5,000 products. So it's a huge, buzzing, successful ecosystem. For those of you who are new to the technology, a few words to this. It's based on energy harvesting powered sensors and switches, which means no wires, no batteries, no maintenance. It's an IEC/ISO open international standard, and we use sub 1 gigahertz technologies. The reason for this is optimized long range inside buildings and minimum interference. Some of you may be using 2.4 gigahertz or considering using 2.4 gigahertz, such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Zigbee, etc. These may be fine for some consumer applications, but you should be careful when you're using these in commercial environments. You have about half the range of sub 1 gigahertz, and you have interference from Wi-Fi, etc. So please be careful which frequency you choose for which application. We do have some white papers and presentations on our website that can help you make this choice. So summarizing the EnOcean Alliance, this is an overview of our promoter and participant members. We have about 200 participants and promoter members and another 200 associate members. And this is a buzzing ecosystem, mainly in building automation. We have everybody here from component suppliers right through to system integrators, cloud providers, product OEM, system integrators. It's a great networking ecosystem of everything you need. We're very proud to have some key players as our promoter members, for example, Eltaco, Microsoft, IBM, T-Systems, ENGIE, Honeywell, also EnOcean BSC. So they are spearheading the Alliance, and our 400 members are supporting us to create the solutions and help us move forward here. So I wanted to move on now to say what we actually do as an Alliance. What is the benefit for our members? Why are they paying us to be part of this great ecosystems? Basically, we do three things. We do technical specification creation, for example, the interoperable profiles or the language that the sensors and the receivers speak and understand. This enables product and system developers to get much faster to market, reduce product development cost and time. It opens the door to multi-vendor interoperability, and it's part of an open worldwide standard. So the technical working group is core to our activities, and they're working on multiple specifications and continually improving this. Another key part is networking, bringing people together so that projects can be created. As I said, we have everything from component providers to cloud providers in our ecosystem, and very often helped by Marcos, Henning, and the team in Europe. And we spend a lot of time bringing people together and making teams so that we can do business together. The third part is, officially we call it education, but I guess most people would call it marketing. So we educate the people about the technology and about the advantages of the technology. As an open non-discriminatory alliance, we do not sell any products and we do not discriminate. So we are just telling people about the benefits of the technology and the possibilities. And we do this normally at exhibitions, conferences, not so much at the moment, but also a lot on web, social media, training materials, content, press, publications. So starting with the technical, and Armin Pelka, who is our technical officer and certification manager, is here to support you. There are about 100 engineers in our technical working group, and they have created and continue to create a number of specifications to make it easier for you to design and implement the technology, and also to certify your product and to support our members. Very important is for you to know all of the technical specifications released by the technical working group are publicly available on our website. You see on the homepage, we have the technical specifications button. And here we have all the specifications for you to create your product and to create your system quicker, easier, and to be compliant to this open ecosystem. There are also fact sheets, there are also training videos, there are also tools that help you create your products and certify your products. So please be aware of this and please use this to your advantage. At the moment, we have 3 key projects running. I'll say a few words about these in a minute. One is EnOcean over IP, the other is NFC, and the third is the product and certified product database. And of course, as an open non-discriminatory alliance, we are proposal-based. So if you're a member of the EnOcean Alliance, we welcome your proposals. So if you have a proposal for a new technical specification or an adaptation of an existing specification, or if you want to create your new profile, please propose this to us. Armin is running the technical working group and he collects all proposals and we can take these and run with these. And there are also tools to help you if you want to propose, for example, a new EEP profile. A few quick words about some of the programs currently running in the EnOcean Alliance. As we saw earlier, it's very important to be in the IP world these days. Most systems, most products converge somewhere in IP level. So what the group here has created is an IP representation of each EnOcean profile. So it takes the EnOcean data, for example here temperature humidity sensor, and it translates them into standardized keys and values in IP language. And then it sends these, and there are a number of different possible transmit protocols such as HTTP or MQTT into various systems or cloud services. So Armin and his team have created or are creating these specifications to make it easy for you to take your EnOcean product or system and then put it into a standardized IP format. And as we saw earlier, this may also be used in the future then to go into other larger ecosystems such as CHIP or OCF. Another program that we did this year, and we're planning on continuing next year, is Nfc Architecture. Today, it's possible on certain modules and certain products to program this using an NFC interface. So you can take your smartphone and go, for example, to a light switch, and you can commission this and you can program certain parts of this. This was developed by EnOcean, the company, and made available as an open standard to the EnOcean Alliance. This is available for sensors and switches at the moment. We are planning on doing this for receivers and actuators as a next step. And finally, but very, very important, I wanted to show you and remind you of the product database and certification program. So on our website, we have the product database, and we encourage our members to add their product to this. This is done by the members themselves. So you can contact Armin to receive your login data, and then you can add your EnOcean-based products into this database. We have over 2,000 products in this database. And more important, we get about 50,000 visitors to this product database per year. So it is people, system integrators looking for products, looking for your solution. So it's very important for you to have your product in here. So I encourage you, every EnOcean-based product you have on the market, please ensure it's in this database. And also, we have a certification program. So we have the possibility for you to self-certify your product. So it's a free of charge self-certification. And we encourage you to do this as well. We have tools on our website that can make this very easy for you. And we have built it up so that it is tests that you would normally do anyway when you're developing and releasing a product to market. So when you're doing a development, please think about this as well, because we do have system integrators who are only asking for certified products. So this is a help for you to make sure you've done your development correct and to make sure you're interoperable potentially with this whole ecosystem. So this is a very, very important part of our website. It is the most popular page in our website. So please be aware of this. Please add your products and please use this if you're looking for solutions. Good, moving on to the marketing and networking group. This is where we actually spend most of the membership money. As I say, we are a non-profit organization, so we're not collecting your money and making a profit out of it. We're using it for education and training programs. We have active groups in Japan, China, in various countries in Europe, and also North America. I just want to show you some of the programs we're doing here. Again, everything is available publicly on the website, and we encourage our members to use this. Almost all of the materials are done product agnostic, which means any member can take this and use this for their product, for their solution. We encourage you to do this to save you time and to help you create your marketing materials, and also to answer the questions that very often come from potential users. So they're all available here on our website: presentations, videos, white papers, social media. We have it all here, and please be aware of this, and please use this, and please be active. If you want us to repost something, please inform us about this. Please repost our stuff. This can be win-win. Some examples of this, we have, for example, 10 different fact sheets about vertical markets, all done generically, so you can see what is possible in what type of buildings using our technology. And we have these in 6 languages, so if you're international, please feel free to use this as well to your benefit. Or please feel free to create your own versions based on these materials. They're all open and available to our Alliance members. We also have a YouTube website and a number of training videos, and we have a number of social media teasers. We just launched, for example, the Art of Going Smart this month. This is a series of 8 videos in German and English produced by German television, just to tease certain applications that's possible using our technology. So please feel free to use these, the training materials, the videos, the teasers. They're all available for our members. And we've also been creating a lot of white papers this year, and we plan to extend this into 2021. Obviously, in the Corona time, we've not been spending as much time at conferences and exhibitions. So we've been trying to create materials that our members and our partners have been asking for. The first 2, for example, we always get asked for this. What is the difference between EnOcean, Bluetooth, Sigfox, LoRa, Z-Wave, etc.? So we had a university do an independent study to compare these technologies and let the people know what's important for building automation and which wireless technology is good and which one is not so good for certain applications. We're not saying, of course, that any wireless technology is bad. We're just saying this is what you need to be aware of if you're putting a wireless technology into building automation. Also, this year, air quality has become very much in focus. So we've been pushing very much sensors to measure air quality, CO2, temperature, humidity, PM 2.5, etc., and a number of other white papers. So it's important that we also get your inputs, what other materials you would like to see that we could create as an alliance and that can help you to sell your solutions. One other thing here is over the last year, we've created completely new website, completely new imaging, and new logos and new taglines. So for those of you who are not yet aware of this or not using it, the 2 logos on the right-hand side here are the logos you should be using on your certified product and on your materials for EnOcean-based products. Again, it's all available publicly on the website. You can download the logos, you can download icons, you can download presentations, download lead images. They're all available, and our members are encouraged to use all of these. I mentioned earlier the Aruba Partner Program. We launched this year, and about 40 of our members are already actively taking part here. As I said, this is a new opportunity how to send data through existing Wi-Fi networks. And of course, data is key. Today, all of the cloud service providers need data. You need data to know the status of your building, to know how to optimize your building. And our sensors are creating this data. And in this case, the Wi-Fi network is transporting the data through the building to a central dashboard or system. So please be aware of this. Please be welcome to join this. And I hope that we can extend this to other Wi-Fi network providers in 2021. Our marketing working group have a lot of ideas what we're going to do next year. I'm just showing some of these here. We're also welcoming your proposals. What you would like us to see do? Is there a specific content you would like us to create, a specific video, a specific white paper, training materials, or is there a specific show once the shows start up again that you think it would be beneficial for us to be at? So this is our plan for next year, but as I say, please feed us your proposals and please actively take part in all of these. And I'd like to put one question to you at the moment. These are the ideas we have received from our members for content white papers to support you next year. As I say, you may have more ideas, please provide them to us afterwards. But from these 5, I'd like to just to answer, would these be interesting for you? Multiple answers are possible, so please in the next 60 seconds, please fill this out. So we've collected ideas from our members, what questions they quite often get from the field and how can we help them with answers here. So one we get very often at the moment is about LoRa Sigfox 5G. They're making a big push saying they are the best wireless technology for building automation. So we often get asked, how does EnOcean compare to this and where are the advantages and disadvantages? So we're planning on writing a neutral paper on this. The EPBD is coming slowly and people are asking us, what is this all about and how does EnOcean help us to reach these and what business opportunities are here? And specifically in this case, what is the smart readiness indicator that people are beginning to talk about? And then back to the roots, CO2 environmental, why are cables and batteries bad and why are energy harvesting good? But then also for smart home, for example, what's the difference between wired and wireless versus hybrid? What's the difference between a professional installation DIY? And going back to an old theme that's also popping up again, electrosmog or e-smog, how does all of these things we're putting into smart homes and smart buildings affect our health and what's good for us and what's not so good for us? So please in the next few seconds, please complete this and then we'll see the results. Last few seconds. Okay, thank you. Okay, looking at the results, well, I'm happy to see there's a demand for all of these. That means we're doing something right. The 2 that you see are most important are the comparison with LoRa Sigfox. 2/3 of you said this is very important. And also 2/3 said smart home wired versus wireless, professional versus DIY. And then about half of you said back to the roots, CO2 environmental and e-smog. And only 1/4 of you said smart readiness indicator EPBD 2018. Yep, so thank you for this feedback. Yep, and we will certainly use this when we're setting our priorities. And it's also an indication for me that the EPBD 2018 and the smart readiness indicator isn't really public knowledge and isn't really taking off yet. So this is also something we will take into consideration. Yeah, okay, thank you very much for this. So we're coming to the end of the presentation. I didn't get to see many of you this year. I don't think many of us got to see many people this year. This was our lighting building stand we wanted to show in 2020. I hope we can show it in 2022. And I hope we can start shows again in Europe, North America, probably from next September, October. Japan and China, we already started. We've had shows this year, and we will continue this. So thank you for taking your valuable time for listening today. I've put this in here so you see when you get this who to contact if you have any questions about anything and who the key people are in the Alliance. And please feel free to join us. If you're not a member, please feel free to join us. You can sign up online or you can contact us. And please feel free to actively participate in our programs to our mutual benefit. So thank you very much. Let's go quickly to your questions. Oh, yes, we have a lot of questions. That's good. Okay, so the first question, maybe to Armin. Can you briefly describe to us how a product can be certified? Armin.
Yes, thank you for this question. I cannot go into details right now, but I want to point you to the documents we have in the technical specification section on our homepage. Here you find specifications about the tests which have to be performed, and also documents frequently asked questions how to certify a product. Important to know is, and Graham mentioned this already, these tests have to be done anyhow when you want to develop a high quality product. So should not be additional effort. The only additional effort is to document these tests. So feel free to ask me if you need detailed questions, but I'm sure you will find your answers in the documents we prepared for you.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. There's a few questions here about frequency bands and which is the best frequency, and also a question here about do you think frequency bands will be congested in the future? That's a very, very good question. Today, we use frequencies which are usually allocated to products which are not sending continually. For example, in Europe, we use 868.3 megahertz, which has a duty cycle restriction. So it's used for sensors and switches, it's used for car keys, it's used for stuff that's not constantly sending, and this is very strictly regulated. Same in Japan and same in America. We're using very specific frequencies, but yes, of course, we have to also look at other frequencies to the left and right, which are maybe potentially congesting. Potentially we need to add things like SAW filters, etc. Yes, we're constantly monitoring this, but today the sub 1 gigahertz frequencies we use are the optimal for building automation. At the EnOcean Alliance, we avoided 2.4 gigahertz because 2.4 gigahertz is just completely congested. You have Wi-Fi, you have microwave ovens, as well as things like Bluetooth, etc. So that in busy spaces, in commercial spaces, you have a lot of interference and you will have issues getting your signals through under certain conditions. Also, the range, sub 1 gigahertz, you have a longer range than 2.4 gigahertz. Rule of thumb, about double the frequency, halves the range. So thank you for these questions. One more question here. 15% more productivity inside a smart space. How do you get to this information? That's a very good question. There are a number of studies that have been done over the years. So for example, from Mark Jewell. Even 10 years ago, this was an issue. And there are many studies about how CO2 affects concentration and productivity, and also more recently PM 2.5. So we've taken all of these studies together, and I think it's an undisputed fact now that CO2 is very critical. Above 1000 ppm, concentration goes down, productivity goes down, and above 2000, it can actually be dangerous to your health and can be dangerous for the amount of coronavirus in the air. But also temperature, humidity, light levels, etc. And there are various studies saying how much percentage additional productivity has been measured to be achieved under various circumstances. Mark Jewell puts it, for example, at 15%. Professor Crodel put it at 14%. Some people just measuring CO2 put it at 7 to 8%. I think the bottom line is the better the air quality, the better the lighting, the better the temperature, the more productive people are. Good. Here is a technical question. Maybe Armin can help us here. What is
Yes.
the maximum number of packets that can be sent within a defined area? Or maybe putting in a different way, how many sensors and switches can be in one area covered by one gateway in theory?
Very good question. Thank you for this. So you need to know a sensor is not sending the whole time. Most of the time the sensor sleeps, wakes up, for example, measuring the temperature, and if the difference is big enough, it sends out this temperature value. So the communication is very rare. The same for the switches. You do not often switch on off your light. So when you consider that one EnOcean telegram is around between 3 and 5 milliseconds length, you can imagine there's a huge number of sensors and switches which you can put in one area. So it is hundreds of devices which can be covered by one gateway, in theory.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There is another question, a technical question. Maybe, Graham, I take over this. Besides encryption, plus highlight any updates on cyber protection and so on. I think the question is what do we do if we have cyber attacks in our system? The EnOcean radio has, as you know, encryption, and it works with a rolling code so that messages cannot be repeated, also recorded and repeated as an attack. So this is this combination of both is a very high security which we already have. On the other hand side, when we look into the gateways and the IP stuff, it is on the gateway manufacturer to use the technical protection things which are up to date. So this is outside of the EnOcean world.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, that's very, very important, the level of security depending on where you are in the ecosystem. But yes, the highest level once you're connected to the outside world. We have time for one last question. I'd like to ask Marcus to jump in here. You mentioned the super bonus 110%, which has now been launched in Italy. Marcus, do you want to say a few words about this?
Right. Yeah, this is, as you mentioned, is one of the programs which have been put in place in the European Union to encourage the use of new technology, and of course to underline the road of becoming CO2 neutral in Europe. And then of course this combination with the Corona crisis already triggered this program. So it's indeed a program where in several stages and for various activities you are doing around your building for optimizing energy consumption, you get the possibility to write off over time up to 110% of your investment. So as you can see, this is a unique program, very encouraging. There's of course several stages, so honestly not all activities, but also I think it starts with 60%, which is very good, depending on the investment you do. The EnOcean Alliance, Graham, thank you, so have made a statement on this, also explaining where the EnOcean technology could kick in. And we see already Alliance members being active to run after and try to catch, of course, some share of the market. It's a big opportunity, and it's, to be honest, believed to be the blueprint for similar programs in other regions or countries in Europe, but not only. So this is why we, together with Alliance, have put some big focus on it, because again, it's a program which goes into the right direction and incentivizes the use of wireless technology in this context. Yeah.
Great, thank you, Markus. Now, unfortunately, we're running out of time, so we can't take any more questions, but I promise we will answer all of the other questions separately online. So I'd like to thank you all for taking part. I hope you've seen where the Alliance can assist you in creating new business, either on your technical developments, time to market, interoperability, etc., or through our marketing programs, training programs, or through networking. And as I say, we're an open, proposal-driven alliance. Please feel free to contact us at any time. Please feel free to use the materials available. And thank you very much for joining us today. And just a reminder, this afternoon we'll be doing the same in German language. So if you have any colleagues who would like to listen to this in German, look forward to seeing you this afternoon. Thank you very much indeed. I wish you all a good day. Thank you.